I get so many requests to do a Rosie Huntington-Whiteley makeup tutorial. And I can see why. I mean, she's a goddess, you know. I've made her up lots of times and, you know, quite frankly, it's not a difficult job when you've got such a beautiful face to make up. But she's also really lovely, and I like the fact that she genuinely loves makeup. As a makeup artist, when you're making someone up that is generally that into makeup, it just makes the whole exchange that much more fun and kind of rewarding in a way. So I'm very excited to say that we have the real thing coming in today. Rosie's coming to the House of Eldridge, and I'm going to do a kind of signature Rosie look, a sort of natural day look, but very glowy with all the kind of slightly wingy eye, you know, the Rosie look on Rosie. And she's going to be bringing me some of her products to try. So I'm excited to see them, and here we go. So Rosie, I'm going to start by using your amazing Radiance cream, and this is like a primer, but also giving a nice glow to the skin and moisturising. Would you use your moisturiser underneath this? How do you usually?
I think I would typically use my moisturiser underneath or my sun cream because I like to wear SPF every day if I can.
Good girl, yeah.
And then I would use this either under my foundation or even on top. And it just gives that real kind of natural, healthy glow that we all kind of strive for.
We all crave.
I know, we don't always have. So it's so yeah, it does exactly what it says on the tin, really.
So on to base, and I'm going to use the Lancôme Teint Visionnaire,
I love this
which
one.
I know you like. I'm going to use this little buffing brush as well. And you've got amazing skin, so we don't need to use loads. Every time I see you, your skin always looks beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I do try and look after it, actually, very well. I'm very diligent with my skin care routine.
That's good.
It's interesting because everybody applies foundation differently, and I go through different phases. Do you? Sometimes I like to do it with my fingers or a sponge or a brush.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it depends on the formula. Some of the really thin ones, I always think fingers is best because you just can kind of...
slap it on.
Yeah, slap it on. But then I quite like at the moment quite a small buffing brush, particularly for you because your skin is so good. Just evening out here and there.
I usually go, when I apply my own foundation, I usually go a shade darker because I like to match with my body, and I try to keep my sun out of the face, or my face out of the sun as much as possible. And so I'm usually a little paler, and I like to have that kind of healthy glow, so I normally go a shade darker on my face.
So everything matches, yeah. It's a really good tip. I know people forget sometimes that your face is connected to your neck, which is connected to your body, and sometimes you have to match it all up. So on to concealer. I'm going to use your new Rosie for Autograph concealer, and I'm going to use it straight actually from here because it's a nice pointy applicator.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to buff with my trusty 217 brush. Is that how you usually use it?
Yeah, I mean, again, it depends. The foundation, how I apply my concealer. But the thing I really love about this concealer is that you can just apply it straight on from, you know, it's this turn up or a twist up. That's what we call them, twist up application. And so it's kind of just really for on the go touch ups, and then you can kind of touch up with your fingers and move it around. It's really kind of blendable, which I love about this, and buildable.
Yeah, you can just add it wherever you need it. And I've got a tiny bit there.
Little blemishes and things.
And just buff that in. I guess you can't go out with no makeup on because you get papped all the time.
Yeah, and I love makeup. I've always loved makeup and loved how transformative it is. And I enjoy that time in the morning, you know, getting ready or before I go out in the
relaxing,
evenings.
Isn't it?
It's like my time, and I really feel it's like putting your war paint on, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
Your mask.
So on to blush, and I'm going to use this Stila Cream Convertible colour because I've obviously done your makeup before, and I love you with a little bit of cream blush on.
I love cream
blush. I think it really suits you. I'm actually going to mix it with a little bit of your Radiance cream as well.
Will that give it more of a dewy kind of finish?
Yeah, it will do, and it's also really nice to give it that slip and help it to really blend into the skin. I love it when cream blush and foundation and everything is all in synergy. I know you probably do this with your fingers, don't you, usually?
Yeah, I like to apply it with my fingers. I mean, I like to apply all my makeup with my fingers if I can.
Yeah.
I just find I like to be able to touch my skin and touch my, you know, I blend my eyeshadow with my fingers or my blushes.
You just kind of, because you're feeling the textures and everything. Just going to take the edge off there. Just going to do that quite subtly for now. We can always add a little bit more later, but it's just nice to get that layer on. And then I think I'm going to use the highlighter from your range, which has now gone missing.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Thank you. And I'm going to just use a little touch of that on the top of your cheekbones and then blend that in, or again you can just pat in with fingers. And again, I think we're going to add a bit more of this later. We love a bit of highlighter.
Love highlighter. I like to apply it all over.
Yeah. What, top of lips, centre of nose?
Top lip, centre of nose. I like to apply it in the corner of my eyes and sometimes even on my collarbone.
Yeah, it looks great. Yeah. Let's do your makeup and then we'll highlight you up, okay?
Yes, please.
So before we go on to eyes, I'm just going to give you a light dusting of loose powder. Not everywhere. I'm just going to set some of that concealing just down the centre, really, of your face, Rosie. So on to eyes, I'm going to use the Copper Gold Rush Quad. I'm going to start with the mid taupey colour and the light sort of peachy colour and just do a really light wash all over your lids. Just really simply. I love these colours because they're kind of natural, but you could really play them up if you wanted.
Yeah.
You could go quite vampy with them, but we're going to go fairly natural with them for this look. And then I'm going to add more of the chocolatey brown shade, and I'm going to just go into your socket line and just slightly come out at the outer edge there, and then blend that in. Now I'm going to add the coppery shade just to the outer edge and centre, and I've dampened the brush slightly, and this will sort of give more depth to the colour, so we'll have a real coppery sort of flash here.
That's a good tip.
Yeah, whenever you wet the brushes, it really increases the payoff of the shadows. Don't wet them too much, just sort of dampen them.
It just makes the colour pigment stronger.
Yeah, and you can kind of get a lot more payoff sort of quicker. So now I'm going to use some chocolate brown eyeliner. I'm going to go really thin at the inner corner and then thicken up as we go along. Really working into the roots of Rosie's lashes. Kind of like massaging, really. I always like you with that kind of elongated eye shape, Rosie.
Yeah, that's my favourite as well.
Very almond shape eye. Yes.
Everybody's different, but that's definitely my preferred look.
Yeah, you really suit it. So, same thing on the second eye. Really working into the roots of those lashes. Thin at this corner, and then as I build up from about halfway along for the trademark Rosie Huntington-Whiteley eye, we need to start to wing out here. And if you want to use a brush, you can blend, especially if you're using a nice soft pencil, or you can use a Q-tip. And then using exactly the same pencil, if you just look up for me, Rosie, I'm just going to go in the lashes there at the outer corner and meet up there with a nice sweep. And this is where you can, if you wanted to, you could just use your fingers to kind of blend up like that.
And I always find just keeping it on the outer edges of the under eye is what gives you that feline look, but when you bring it all the way under, then you get the kind of more of a doll eye.
Yeah, the round eye shape.
I don't think suits me so much.
So for brows, I'm just going to put a few strokes quite naturally. You have a good shape. Do you spend a lot of time on your brows? Because they always look pretty perfect.
Well, I have to say I don't pluck them much. There's a couple of stray hairs here and there that I take out, but I like quite a natural looking brow and quite a full looking brow, so I really try and leave them alone. But I am addicted to making sure my brows always look good.
I remember that about you. You like them combed a lot.
I like them combed up and looking full and natural. I think it's a really youthful look, and I'll always fill them in. I think that's kind of the one thing I will do every day when I leave the house, is make sure I've brushed my brows up and that they look nice and full. Somebody once said to me, a makeup artist once said to me, your eyebrows should look like sisters, not twins, which I think is a nice kind of saying of that they don't have to be completely identical, but they should just look natural and work well, because no one's face is truly symmetrical.
Oh no, you can drive yourself crazy if you try and get your brows to match absolutely identically. I think you just need a touch more here. If I know you, that's where you like your shape.
Okay.
But I think you should show everyone how you do your eyebrows.
Yeah.
That fullness there. I love that natural.
And often for the evening, I'll actually make them a little bit darker, so they're a little bit more dramatic, and I like to bring them kind of down here in the front a little bit.
That's lovely.
But I get really OCD about my brows. And other people's.
A lot of people
the first
do.
thing I look at, I think they really open up the whole face eyebrows.
Yeah. Or close.
And they take, I think they're very youthful when you have bigger eyebrows.
Definitely, it is. It's much more youthful. Right, keep those combed. Okay, so on to mascara. Now, you like to curl your eyelashes. Do you want to do it?
Yes, please.
Okay. Now, lots of black mascara.
I don't know what I'd do without mascara. My days would be different.
They would not be good. Everyone needs to curl their lashes and black mascara. It's my essential everyday thing. So next I'm going to go in with your bronzer. I'm going to use it slightly contoury, but also to just warm up skin and just give you that really lovely three-dimensional look that I know you love. And I know you love makeup, so I can see exactly why, of all the people I know, that you would do a makeup range and do it really well. Have you always been into it?
Always played with makeup since I was very young, and I mean, my mother was quite strict with it, so I wasn't allowed to wear it very often.
Really?
But I've always loved products, and I've always loved lingerie, which is really where, you know, the love of design for my whole line comes from. And makeup felt like the next kind of step with the brand.
Sits really well with it.
And for me, creating the makeup line was all about, you know, on the go, innovative products that can be used every day for everyday women, and really versatile and buildable colours and natural. It was about creating natural beauty.
That natural lovely glow and just enhancing rather than masking.
Exactly. My mother always said that to me when I was younger. She taught me how to put makeup on, and she said, makeup should enhance, it shouldn't hide. And I've always liked that kind of idea that you should enhance your best features, and instead of worrying about the things that you don't like, and the things that you want to hide.
Stressing about that.
So if it's your eyes or your lips or your bone structure, just playing on that and paying attention to those things.
Oh, well done. You've done a brilliant job.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it. That means a lot to me.
So I'm just doing a little bit of lip shaping. Not that you need it.
I often just wear a little bit of lip liner, only on my top lip actually, with a little bit of lip balm.
So you just cheat the edges slightly.
Yeah, that's my little secret.
That's your secret. It works. So I'm just going to do some lipstick. I'm using this colour. I know you don't wear a lot of lipstick in general. On a day-to-day basis, I mean. I
like to stick to a lipstick that's quite close to my natural colour anyway.
And because your lips are really naturally coloured, and you shouldn't really fight that.
In the evening or at work, do something a bit more dramatic. But day-to-day, I like a bit more of a natural feel and look.
Yeah, it suits you a lot. I'm just going to add a touch of gloss. Accentuate your lips. And I'm also going to go back in with the highlighter stick and put a touch on your top lip. Just pat that in.
One of my favourite little secrets, that.
It's such a nice little trick, isn't it? Centre of the nose and at the inner corner of your eyes, which I always love. A little bit of sparkle there. And I think that's you done, my darling. Thank you for bringing all of your lovely products and your gorgeous self.
Thank you. It's been so fun. I'm ready to go out now.
You are. Off you go.